This is the week to break the cycle. Let's get started. This week's deck is Sacred Earth Oracle, and the card that came up for this extensive week. So I'm not going to cover what other people are covering this week. This is a heavy week for shifting and changing and lots of support behind this shift and the card that came up for this week. So if you want to learn more about that, go ahead and tune into other channels that really discuss what's going on this week. It's a special week for movement. So the card that came up today with the Sacred Earth Oracle was repetition. Don't we do that a lot? Anyways, it's all about habits. So let's get reading. So the earthly meaning of this card coming up for us this week is a sense that history is somehow repeating, a chance to do things differently and perhaps secure a better outcome, to work with a break or break a cycle. That's what we need to do. We are such in the middle of that. You need to recognize it. Release stress, tension, or anger before it builds to a storm. It may be necessary to walk away from a challenging personality. Difficulty breaking a habit or pattern of thinking. Establish a positive routine. So this week we are being given a chance, an open portal chance to shift what no longer works for us. Things, habits, and structures in life that just, they don't give us joy. So whether that's people, places, things, careers, family, it's giving us a chance to do things differently right now, this week. Okay? The spiritual meaning that comes with this card. Look at that. I mean, up here, it's like it's time to get rid of the torment, right? It's just time to move forward. The horses are like, let's move. Let's move. Let's go. Right? The spiritual meaning of this card: through infinite cycles of life, death, and rebirth, our souls stretch into timeless repetition. All the while, your thoughts and actions draw from the past and feed into your future. The journey repeats as often as needed. There is no rushing through the end. The cycle can be broken through wisdom, through detachment, through a memory of the sacred, through a return to the oneness. So we have to remember that we don't have to keep repeating the same cycles that we come from. There's something that's really important between 1 and 7 years old. We grow up in that theta brainwave. So most of our beliefs aren't exactly what we think. It's exactly what our family, our environment thought during that moment, because we are sponges between 1 and 7. Our minds are basically in a hypnosis state. So we're gathering in information, and we don't have the wherewithal between 1 and 7 to discern if that is for us or not. We just take it in. So we are given now an opportunity during this week to decide what is right for us. Right? Everything is in its place for that to happen. So let's read the insight of this card. In the heavens, in the earth, in societies, in relationship, in behaviors, repeating occurrences are everywhere. There are places where hot, dry months roll into buildup that break into the monsoon season on a repeating cycle of dry, heat, and flood. The monsoons will come again, bringing rain for crops, but maybe also upheaval and disease. For the peoples who live in monsoon climates, this is the way of life. For an outsider, the cycle might seem extreme, but the residents are accustomed to the heat, the humidity, and the wet. The relative ease, comfort, and stability of more moderate weather cycles may be unknown or unfathomable to them. Cycles exist in our lives in so many ways. Once we fall into their circling reliability, and can be hard to imagine life any other way. Adverse cycles do not need to be endlessly tolerated. Break the cycle and shift into something more comfortable. Now that's an extreme example, but so much of the time we're so used to doing the same things day after day, time after time. We are being given the opportunity right this moment, this week of time, to break the cycles that no longer work for us. We might not even know we're in a cycle. It's time to become aware of those cycles that don't work for us anymore. So I invite you this week to really look into that. The other card that I picked for our angel number this week is 333, support. Right? So during this time of shifting and changing and realizing that these habits and habitual ways of being no longer work for us, remember that you always have support. Source is always there supporting you. Have faith in that. It's always there for you. So this support comes with growth, creativity, joy, community, vision, and talents. Seeing the angel number 333 is a sign that it's time to focus inward. Work on your skills, discover talents, and use your imagination. Unleash your inner artist. Doing so will boost your self-esteem and sense of competence. It does wonders for your sense of purpose and contributes to your community. So what can you do to bring in more support? Sometimes that's using our own creativity. Yeah, remember that you have that in there. There's people that I've talked to that say, oh, I'm not creative at all. They forget they are. The way they work through life, that can be as creative as creating an art form, creating a painting, writing a piece of music. The way they weave themselves through life is as creative as an actual talent. So don't forget, there's so many ways to look at things. And this week, you're being given the opportunity to step into a different way of doing things. I invite you this week to really look into that. And if you're more interested in what's happening this week, there's plenty of channels to go onto and really look at what's happening. But I invite you this week to shift that repetitive pattern that no longer works with you. This moon is about emotional stability, emotional things that are emotionally shifting us into moving forward. So let me know how your week turns out. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.